All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another awesome version of our Spotlight Athlete of the Week. We have another alumni version with us. We have a softball superstar with us. I'm going to read her bio really quick because it's so amazing here. This young lady, during her time at Milford, she was a two-time member of the All-State team. She is a three-time All-Conference selection, including a Conference Player of the Year, All-District selection. She was ECC champs for all 4 years. Like I said, she was all state in 16 and 17, all conference in 15, 16, 17, ECC player of the year in 2016. Her senior year batted 547, 42 RBIs, and 6 home runs. She's currently playing in college at Trevecca Nazarene University in Nashville, Tennessee. That's a Division II. So we are joined today by none other than Miss Kelsey Seitz. Kelsey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. I appreciate you joining me in the middle of your trip back from college, right?
No problem.
So where you at the rest station, flying J, or where you at right now?
I pulled off the Hillsborough exit and I'm at some business over here. Icon Property Rescue, something like that.
Well, that's awesome. Well, this is probably the first interview you had mobily in your car, so we appreciate having and being the impromptu visit here. So thanks for joining us. We're going to jump right into it. Let's talk about your distinguished career at Milford High School. Obviously, one of the most historic careers and phenomenal accomplishments and achievements you've had during your time. But what are your best memories from your 4 years playing at Milford?
I'd say some of my best memories come from freshman, sophomore year. Freshman year, we won the first ECC title ever for softball at Milford. That whole season was just exciting because it was up in the air between us, Glenesti, Turpin for a little bit, and Loveland. So there was you couldn't lose a game really. So we won that game. That was fun. I think most of the Milford community was there, and I heard they heard us all the way from the baseball field at the JV baseball field. And then we actually had a tight game with Loveland that year that got us up in the rankings or whatever you would call it. And we were down by 7 and came back in, I think, the last 2 innings or last inning, something like that. So that was pretty exciting. And then our Florida trip my senior year was really fun.
Yeah, so you started a run of ECC titles, and if I remember, we think we've won about 5 out of 6 years or 4 out of 5 years. So started a nice run for us. I know that one last year hurt a little bit. The girls didn't get, but obviously our team was primed, ready for a big season. We wish we could have been out there playing this year, but we want to talk about a special game. I think for you, 2017 against Mount Notre Dame. I believe that was your senior year. They decided to keep pitching to you. You had 3 home runs, triple, double, a single shot shy of the cycle. Talk about that game. I'm sure you remember it pretty well. What was going through your mind throughout that process and down to your last at bat?
That game was really fun. I actually remember. I think one of the a double I got. Coach Gregory's not going to want me to mention this, but I kept going. I kept going thinking I was going 3, and I ended up getting in a rundown and hosed at third base. But it was a double. I just got myself thrown out. But that game, that was really fun. I remember after I can't remember, third or fourth at bat, Coach Jim, he was like, Kelsey, come on, just hit another one and in this game. We can run, roll, blah, blah. I was like, there's no way. Like, I'm not going to hit another home run. And then my last at bat, I hit one, and I was just like, this is insane. I never in my life thought that a day like this could happen, but.
Well, I think you had more home runs in that game than I did my whole baseball career. So I just want you to know that, a little jealous of you, but very, very proud of you. And I'm sure everyone there that day remembers that moment. That's pretty unique in sports. And it is, we did some checking, and that is in the Ohio High School record books. So it's up there on the top list. So we're going to make sure that's added, and you'll see that up there on the state website soon. Okay.
Oh, awesome. That's so cool.
But also want to talk about your first 2 years. So you're a infielder by trade. You're a second baseman. Starting college right now. But when you started your high school career, you definitely weren't an infielder at least at the start. So you were kind of thrown into the catcher positions. Can you explain the story a little bit?
Oh yeah. So we didn't have a catcher at the time, and we had Kayla at short, and then Kelly Knoll at second when she wasn't hurt. But there was nobody to go behind the plate, so Coach Gregory kind of threw me some red catcher's gear and said, "Here we go, saddle up." And It took a lot of training. It was a lot. The practices, or not, I wouldn't say the practices, but I guess the training for it was a lot difficult than just playing second base because you have to read the whole field. You have to make decisions. It was hard on your legs. My legs were exhausted after every practice. Um, but just seeing the field and having to make that judgment, kind of like the quarterback, it was difficult because I'm not used to seeing the people behind me and calling where the balls. I mean, I call where the balls go, but you know what I mean. It's just you run all of it. So that was interesting. It was kind of cool to have that perspective, though.
Have they ever asked you in college to revert back to catcher?
Oh no, 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 no!
No, not going there.
My arm is
Okay.
shot.
I feel you there, but that's a pretty unique story. I know there was a lot of articles written about that and that transition and being selfless. So it's a great message to our players and younger players that you do what's best for the team, and wherever you go to help the team. So phenomenal story there. So let's move on to college. Like I said, you're playing at a Division II university. Talk about that transition going from a large high school, but to a Division II institution and playing athletics. What was that like for you?
Milford, I mean, training wise and all of that, Milford was difficult. It wasn't just a walk in the park. We took our practices seriously. We had our 2-hour practices and we were doing something constantly during those times. But when you get to college, they all say it's a job, but it's a literal job. Um, Sometimes you struggle to find time to eat during the day. You have weights and stuff. I mean, for an hour, hour and a half at a time sometimes, and then you can go out to practice. And during the fall, I think we would practice sometimes almost 3 to 4 hours a day. I mean, we'd have days off, obviously, so it would like fix itself. But I mean, there were some long days of softball. And I think just overall, like I said, it's just a job. You're always on call. Like if coach says, "Hey, we're untarping," you're untarping. And in high school, there's people that like you just have make times for that, and you can't just be like, "Oh, by the way, we're doing this real quick." There, it's like you're on campus and you're going to be there no matter what time it is.
Yeah,
So
they
it's
have
different.
they have quite a say. It's a full-time job. You're working for them, right?
Right, exactly.
So that's wonderful. So let's talk about college. You're doing well there, having a great season. Obviously, it was cut short through COVID. Tell us what the season was like. You played about 20 games and nationally ranked, but can you just tell us a little about how your season was going?
Having it cut short this year was rough because we were on a road to World Series, I think. I mean, we had great pitching staff, great hitting staff, like great defensive staff. Everything just really meshed together this year to have the makings of a great team. But what's great is next year, our 2 seniors have decided to come back, and they have a huge impact on our program. So I think next year, with the team we had, and then having them, and then having a few more freshmen come in, I think we're going to be even better. So it's just something to look forward to.
That's wonderful. It's glad to have you have a strong team back. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's tough, obviously, for our high school seniors. A lot of them that lost their season, and obviously they can't come back there. But
Yeah. Right.
I mean, do you have any advice for high school seniors, especially a softball team? They were loaded. They thought they could make a run maybe to the state Final Four this year. But you being in that place not too long ago, any advice or words of wisdom you want to give them?
Of course. I know Hillary and Lily. Those the only two?
Yes, two
Yeah,
seniors.
I played with both of those girls, and they worked their tails off. And I know Hillary has come back from multiple injuries. That poor girl's arm, I can't believe it's still intact. But they work hard, and I would just suggest to keep working hard. I don't know what Lily's plans are, but Hillary's going to Wilmington, and I know she's going to do great there because, like I said, she works her tail off, and that that shows everything about her. Um, and play every single game like your last, because when you're in college, you don't know what's going to be taken from you. So
Yeah, it's great advice. Appreciate sharing that. I'm
right.
sure they do as well. So what are you going to do now? You're heading home. What's your plans next couple weeks, couple months? What's the plan?
So I'm headed home now for a little bit, celebrate Mother's Day, my mom's birthday. And then I'll be headed back down to Nashville this weekend, start working. And then I need to set up some practicum hours to observe for occupational therapy. So I'll be working and doing that.
Okay. Well, welcome back to town. We appreciate you spending time, even if it's on a pit stop on the side of the road somewhere. We appreciate it. Everyone said you had great personality, you'd be a great interview, and you did not disappoint.
Well, thank you.
Well, we appreciate again for joining us. Welcome back home. We hope to see you in person and get to catch up with you soon. Okay.
Of course. All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Kelsey, for your time.
All right. Have a good day.
You too.